Good morning, ladies. How are you? Welcome to Elevate Your Business. This week, we're going to focus on how to stop attracting clients that can't afford to pay you. It is so frustrating when you go through a phase of this happening. You may be in this right now, or even if you haven't started your business yet, if you've joined this group, because we're going to go into launch a coach of business masterclass later on today, this may be something for you to actually take note of. Attracting people that are not for you, that can't be served by you, or not ready to be served by you, are just not willing to do the work, are a drain on you and your resources and your energy and your efforts. And you have to remember, your job is not to serve everybody. So I want you to start off this week's episode by knowing that. So before we get into it, I'm going to say hi to all the new people that are here. Hi, I'm Joanne O'Halloran. I'm a business success coach for female online service providers, so coaches, consultants, holistic therapists who want to have consistent clients in their business and actually build true business momentum. I'm not a fan of quick fixes. I believe that you've got to build the foundations of your business in order to be able to see success and to see longevity of your success. Our businesses aren't just about generating sales, they're actually here to impact people's lives. And that is the mentality that we need to have in order to be able to have a successful business. Because the moment we make a business about ourselves and not about the people that we're serving, it takes on a whole different energy, which is never a good place to be in. So let's move forward. So today we're going to have a look at how do you really stop attracting those people that are just not for you. They're never going to pay you. They're just never going to pay you what your services are worth, the pricing that you're asking for. And there is two reasons for this. There's two reasons why. The first one is you're attracting the wrong people, which means that you haven't niched down. So like as in you're attracting people that are either not ready to be served by you yet or don't want to be served by you. Not everybody wants to go through a transformation. So whether you have a product or a service, not everybody wants the transformation that you're offering. They just don't. So how do you get to the people that do want to actually serve you? Let's break it down. We're going to break it down really simply today. Okay, so the first one is you've got to niche down. You have got to niche down. If you're only starting out in your business and you're like, oh, well, I can help Mary and I can help Bob and I can help Jane. I don't care. Niche down. Niche all the way down. All the way down. Get really, really specific so that you know whether or not the audience that you want to attract in can actually afford to pay for you. So let me give you the easiest example, and this is just an example. This is not meant to upset anybody, but like say for example, if you are wanting to sell a high level service, right? So say you want to say you're a money coach and you want to actually serve people and teach them how to make say $1 million, right? Just for example, and you focus you niche down to people that are mainly on like benefits. There's a massive gap there. Like there's a massive gap. So what you're going to be charging to teach people how to generate $1 million, if somebody is like if right now their reality is that they're living off benefits, you're not going to be able to bridge that gap. That's an extreme example, but it's an example. Another one is if you are say attracting new network marketers who are just new to network marketing and they just want to make a couple of extra hundred a month, right? They just want to bring in a little bit of extra cash. It's not necessarily like going to be like their full-time business where they're bringing in thousands. If you're offering a business program that is going to generate thousands upon thousands, but your focus is network marketers, you've got to ask yourself, what level of network marketer are you going to be attracting in? So all of these things are all relevant. You've got to be very clear about who your niche is, who it is that you're serving, and what you're serving them with. And then through market research, you will be able to determine whether or not they fit in the bracket of people that are willing to pay you. It's not to say they don't have the money, but it's whether or not they're willing to pay you. Because cost is not the problem, it's the value that people see. And value comes down to a couple of different things. It comes down to the value of the service that you're offering or the product that you're offering and what that's going to mean for the person on the other side. And it also means whether or not they trust themselves to get the transformation that they're looking for. So, okay, for those of you that are in Ireland, right, or even in the UK, you'll know who Primark is. That's an incredible business in terms of like you go in there for one product and you come out with like God only knows how many. I've often gone in there to get like, like socks, and I'll come out with like 2 bags I'm like, how did that even happen, right? But then if you take like higher end products, so say like Brian Thomas, Harrods, even if you go to like the brands like Gucci, Chanel, and all them, right? Would you walk, if you went in there for one specific item, would you come out with multiple? No, you wouldn't, because it's a different price point. It's a different price point, it's a different feel. We know it to be luxurious. So when we go in there, we're going in for a specific thing. You've got to think about your product or your service in the same way. If you're going for the Primark pennies type approach, right? So like say a dollar store approach, you want to make sure that your product or your service matches that, right? You want to make sure your product or your service matches that. I can tell you now that will drain the life out of you. People will not be willing to do the work and put in the effort, and there will be a lot of blame on you as to whether or not it works. That's not to say you have to go for the high end around Brian Thomas and Harrods and like Gucci, Chanel, but you've got to figure out where you fit in and what your niche is, and be very clear about it. Be bold about it, be unapologetic about it. Don't ever apologize for where you're going, and you've always got to meet people where they're at, right? So if, for example, you want to get people that are just coming in, so say you're a social media coach, right? And you want to get people that are just starting off their business and they don't know where to go. You have a beautiful opportunity there to create low ticket offers and low ticket items to help people in, and then also have a higher ticket for those that are, they want that additional support. So there's that opportunity there. Not every business model fits that. So it's knowing who you're serving, niching right down, and being very unapologetic about it. The second thing is you've got to stop underpricing. Your pricing determines who you attract. If your pricing is, say for example, just let's say you're a business coach, right? And or you're a money coach. Actually, money coaches are the best ones. So if you're a money coach and you're charging people a very low amount, right? So a low entry amount. So say like 250 a month, which for some people might seem a lot, but if you're a money coach, that's really low. That's really, really low. And if you go in with a low price point, the problem is people won't do the work because they don't see the value in it. Go back to what I was saying before between Primark pennies, Brian Thomas, Gucci, Chanel. What are you going to take better care of? And even my hands are doing this, right? So subconsciously my hands even do it. What are you going to take better care of? Something that costs you €2, $2, or something that costs you 200 or more? You know full well what the answer is going to be, right? Like any of us that have like our nice couches and like a dog or a child goes near it and we lose our shit. That's just an example of it, right? So it's the effort that you put in. So your pricing matters. Stop undercharging. When it comes to pricing, you've got to make sure that you're in alignment with the two. So this is what happens to a lot of people when they're starting off their business. You start off with a broke mentality. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that you're going to start off by going, well, I don't think somebody's going to pay, or why would somebody pay that? And yet you forget that you've paid that. We've all gone through different programs, different educations, different things that we've paid thousands for. Thousands. When you add them up, they're thousands. I added up the other day how much money I've invested in personal development, my own mentors. Do you know what it adds up to? As of right now, I'm at 45 grand. That's how much I've paid so far. So if you add up all those things, what is it going to add up to? I'd be surprised if it was not that and more. Like, we do so much, yet we think other people aren't going to pay for it. So you've got to watch your mentality around it. What is your money mindset? Do you go, well, people can't afford that, why would they pay for that? And if they do, you're going to attract people like that in. Or are you like, there's value in this? It's not about the cost, it's about the value. The cost is not what you get, value is what you get. Cost is what you pay, value is what you get. So do you believe in the value in what you're doing? And if you do, that's what you hold on to. And you get to be the source of people's transformation. So, them moving from A to B, how are they going to transition from A to B, whether it's a product or service, it doesn't matter. But if you undercharge, you are going to attract in people that will drain you and that will not do the work. They will not do the work. They will say that you are the reason why this isn't happening, even though they're not doing the work themselves. You've got to be committed. People that are committed go all in. When we're paying for something that is going to bring us to the next level, we're going to be paying above what we currently feel comfortable with because we haven't got there yet. But when we do that, you are full sure that we are going to make sure that this works. Why? Because we want to make our money back, right? Any investment that you make, you want to be setting yourself up to make at least 2 or 3 times that back. And you can absolutely do it once you trust yourself to do it. That's the mindset you've got to have when you're attracting people in. The third thing then is you've got to position yourself as the authority. Whatever it is that you sell, whatever it is that you offer, you have got to speak so boldly about it. So boldly about it. I have no problem saying that I don't agree with the quick fixes that are out there in terms of sales strategies, because I actually think they're dangerous. We've got to build businesses from a foundation up. I'm not talking about offers, I'm talking about overall programs. You've got to be able to build from the foundations up. And if you're, say within my industry, if you say that you're a business coach, but you're not teaching business from the ground up, you're not a business coach. You might be a sales coach, you might be a social media coach, you might be like a systems coach, a funnel coach, something like that. But if you're not building it from the ground, showing people how to do it from the ground up, I question whether or not you're an actual business coach. I'm not afraid to say that because that's my opinion. What is it that you are offering? What is it that you're selling? What is it that you do? And you've got to speak really, really boldly about it. Show why it works, why it doesn't work, where the pitfalls, where not the pitfalls are, and use bold language around it. I don't mean cursing, but I mean like bold language, as in like not condemning, but as in it's direct, it's to the point, it's, you're not afraid of it. Most of us are afraid that we're going to be judged online. Good. We want to be judged. You're going, Joanne, do we? Yeah, we do. And you know why? It's not even judgment in a mean way. What I mean by that is you want people that agree with you and disagree with you. The people that agree with you are going to stay with you. The people that don't agree with you, there's 2 things with that. The first one is either they're not for you and your morals and your values are different, which is totally fine, completely fine. We still get to love on people, right? But the other side within that, if people don't agree with you, is that we might be triggering something in them that they're not there yet, but that doesn't mean that they're going to disappear. So we always get to hold space for people and love on people. But you've got to stand in the position of authority, not as in, well, I'll speak out when I feel comfortable, or I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. Our intention is never to hurt somebody's feelings. It's not to be mean to people. It's not to berate people or condemn people. But what it is to stand in our opinions, stand in our values, and share from that viewpoint. People respect and they appreciate that. Number 4, this is the last one. Stop saying yes to everybody. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop saying yes to everybody. Who here has said yes to everybody? That would be me. I've also had to fire clients. I've had to fire clients because they will not do the work. They're just not bringing things to the table. They're not showing up for themselves. It's just excuse after excuse after excuse. When you say yes to everybody, you're disqualifying the value that you're offering. You're disqualifying and discounting everything that is possible for that person. If you're a mindset coach, great, you're going to teach people how to do their mindset, and they've got to be willing to do the work. For me as a business coach, if you haven't worked on your mindset, teaching you business is not going to work, because you have to work on your mindset first, because you've got to be able to do the things that you know are uncomfortable and not let fear get in the way. You want to have the tools already. If you're a social media coach, you want to know where people are currently at in terms of like, do they even know how to set up technology? And if not, is that where you're at? If the answer is no, then they're not your people. Just because you can help somebody doesn't mean you should. We can all help everybody, 100% we can, but people have to be able to help themselves too. And we want people to be able to help themselves so that they can have their own transformation and their own amazingness happen for them. Because the moment that we hold people small and we decide that they can't do it without us, we're actually setting them up to fail. We're not setting them up to succeed. So what's the point in us being in business if we're not going to set people up to succeed? We want to be able to do that, right? We want people to really own what they're doing, have amazing results, and see incredible successes. So we want to set them up that they can stand on their own 2 feet when they're able to do it. So if you're attracting people in that are not able to pay you, not ones, let me be very clear about this, People may have concerns about pricing and how they're going to afford it. That's a different story. That's not the same thing as people are like, that's a crazy amount, I'm not willing to pay that. That's totally different. The people that are like, that's a crazy amount, I'm not willing to pay that, they're not for you. So you're attracting in people that can't afford you. So number one, niche down. Go down as far as you possibly can and look at who is on the receiving end of it and whether or not they're willing to invest. Really important. Number two, stop undercharging. Stop it. Stop it. You get to decide, are you sitting in Pennies or Primark, or are you sitting in Gucci or Chanel, or something in between? Most people are something in between. Yeah. The third one then is you got to position yourself in authority. Own your voice. Speak it out. Be super opinionated. Declare out what works, what doesn't work, how it is, how it's not, and don't be afraid about it. And number four, stop saying yes to everybody. Stop saying yes to everybody. You do not need to do that. Stop saying yes to everybody. So there are my nuggets for Elevate Your Business today. And just to remind you as well, the masterclass series is running starting today for the rest of August. Today we're starting with launching your coaching business. If you have not set up your business yet, or if you are not getting consistent clients, jump on this. I'm taking you from the basics of how to build out your coaching business. This is applicable for any service-based business. Hop on this and let me show you how to do it. Next week, then we're going to look at your audience, how to grow your audience in 30 days. Yes, your hot audience in 30 days. Then we're going to have a look at generating offers that convert. And then we're going to have a look at how do you consistently generate 5-figure launches. So I'm taking you through the full suite. The full suite. So there is no excuse for you not making money. There is no excuse for you not getting results. There is no excuse for you not crushing it between now and the end of the year. The only thing in the way of you doing that is you. Don't let you be the reason that you don't succeed. Let you be the reason that you get to celebrate and go, I am amazing. So ladies, for those of you that are joining me today, I will see you in less than 2 hours for Launch Your Coaching Business. See you then.